Listen, man, you really need to think about what you're doing here. Can't you see? This Mona Lisa's taking you for a ride. La 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 la. When you say go, you gotta go. I decided, rocking with the next man while I'm at the door. You need to go. I decided, you to forget you was a straight with me. So close I could not, girl, I can't ever see you ski. Like you can believe. I decided, oh. I know you don't wanna, but you got a man.
So first question, do you remember actually your first real introduction to the world of music? I read kind of mixtapes when you were 7 years old, so can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I was making like jungle and hardcore mixtapes and selling them at my school to like other people in my class and other people at the school. So yeah.
So you began very early.
Yeah, I didn't really have proper turntables or proper equipment. I just had like hi-fi turntables, and I would try and mix just using my hands to speed it up and slow it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You won the UK DMC championship when you were about 14, I think. So what was your secret regarding that? Do you think you win for technical reason or more musical reason?
I don't know. Basically, I won. I didn't win the whole UK thing. I was like a finalist, but
okay.
yeah, but yeah, I don't really know. It's a very technical oriented competition, but I think I was never really bothered about being very technical. I think I always tried to keep a kind of flow and keep it reasonably, keep a kind of bounce and keep it musical if I could.
Your name, Hudson Mohawke, does it have something to do with the movie Hudson Mohawke or nothing to do?
It has nothing to do with the movie, actually. It's absolutely nothing to do with the movie. Actually, I'd never even heard of the movie when I chose the name.
So where does it come from?
It came from like myself and one friend of mine. We used to have a competition to text each other stupid names, basically. Text each other just silly names, and that was one of the names, basically.
I also read that you used a mobile phone or PlayStation for composing. Is it true?
Yeah, I used to use a PlayStation when I started out. It was mainly it was a game called Music, which came out on the PlayStation. And there was a follow-up game after it called Music 2000. So originally it came out in '98, and that's when I was sort of first using it, basically.
How did you get into Warp Records?
Just through like they just know what's going on, basically. I think I had lots of MP3s that were on MySpace and this kind of thing, and they've got people there who just keep their ear to the ground, basically. They just keep an eye out for new music, and luckily it worked out like that, basically, just through MySpace and through email and that kind of thing.
Yes. I guess you were a bit surprised to get some mails from Warp.
Very surprised, yeah. It still surprises me today, actually. But yeah, because I had some small releases before that, but I didn't have any work with any major labels or anything like that. So it was just like a whole new experience for me, and it was a huge surprise. It was amazing.
And do you feel close to the global Warp sound?
Yeah, I mean, what I like about Warp is that it's constantly changing, and it's changed so much since, maybe since the days when it really became such a well-known label. It's constantly changing. I think that's what I really like about it, is that it's, people are bringing new things to it all the time, and it's always evolving in different stages. And I think that's one of the key, or one of the most important things behind the label, is that it's always to go direction. Doesn't keep doing the same, Yeah, I mean, it doesn't keep doing the same stuff maybe it doesn't do the same stuff that made it famous in the first place. It keeps going and new. It's not afraid to go in different directions.
Yeah. let's talk about your sound. So it sounds like hip hop, folk, electronica. It's a mix of every kind of music. So how do you define your music?
Normally, I just say it's hip hop music, basically. A lot of people think that it's hundreds of different things. It's the foundation of it is hip hop, basically, but it has elements of, like you're saying, electronica, folk, progressive rock music, jazz, fusion music. It's just kind of all over the place.
You on your album you can find very short tracks, 3 or 4 minutes maximum. Do you think this is a way to captivate the audience and to to keep the essential part of the song?
Yeah, I think so. It's never I never plan it that way. It just happens that when I work on music, once I've made it 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes long, I get bored of making it longer, and I just
Long introduction.
yeah, I would rather keep it just really shortened and very focused, and I think for me it catches your ear more. It makes you it kind of takes you by surprise that there's one track and then a minute later there's another track, and then it's just the way it's always happened, basically. It's never been like a conscious decision to make short tracks. That just sort of happens like that.
What's the polyfolk dance?
The name?
Yes.
It comes from one of my favorite musicians, a guy called Jean-Luc Ponty.
Jean-Luc Ponty.
Yeah. And it was actually a name of one of his tracks. And I thought it kind of suited what I was doing as well. Yeah.
To finish this interview, what's your position regarding illegal downloading?
Well, basically, I was never involved in the music industry before downloading was a major part of it, and so it's basically the only thing I've ever known is being in the industry where downloading is a part of it. So I think if I'd been doing music for a long time and then suddenly downloading came along, I'd probably be quite shocked about it. But for myself and my own career, it's always been a part of it, and I think in some ways it's even helped me. It's helped me to reach more people because people are Googling stuff, people are downloading stuff from blogs, and it's actually helped it to get to a wider audience.
Yes, I agree.
And it's helped me to be able to do gigs all over the world, which I probably would not have been able to do if I was just relying on people who had bought the record. Because I think 100 times more people hear music on the internet than they actually do for just going to buy it. So as much as I don't really agree with it, I think it's going to be there no matter what, and you just have to use it to your advantage. Basically, you have to make the best of it.
Thank you very much.